Hello, everyone. I think we are finally live. I was having some technical difficulties, but I think I have it now. I know Paul from A Common Touch of Fantasy is going to join me. So, sorry, who just tweeted me? So I'm going to try and tweet him really quick. Yeah. I am not used to doing this by myself, so this is really random. But I hope you guys are all having a good Saturday. I have the Q&A thing set up. I'm not really sure how it works on the video. I know there's a new chat box thing, but we shall see. I'm trying to tweet. I can't multitask is basically what I'm learning right now. I'm trying to tweet Paul, and it's harder to do while I'm talking. So hopefully it won't just be me sitting here by myself, which is all good and fine, but that might not be so entertaining for you guys. But I hope everyone is having a good weekend so far. I just ran errands and stuff this morning, so that's done. I don't even know, I'm assuming this is supposed to be on YouTube, but I don't really see it showing up on my channel. It's concerning. I'm concerned. I have somebody watching. Ask me questions so I'm not just sitting here staring at my camera awkwardly. I see why this is so awkward now for people who do this for the first time. Trying to see if there is a link chat. Okay, somebody else wants in. Good, because I don't want to sit here awkwardly by myself. Okay, just a second, and I will get that for you. I'm not a good multitasker. Okay. So it is showing up on YouTube.
Hey, Samantha.
Hey.
What's up?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
That's good. I'm not alone anymore. Yay.
Yeah. I was like, maybe I could join. I can like blend in with the background with everyone else and just kind of like say a few words here and there, but
oh my goodness. I know. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I know. I haven't done a live show in a while. I looked and it has been like, oh God, like almost 6 months-ish, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while. So I'm out of practice.
Yeah, I've never done one. I figured I'd practice one before I make a fool of myself with the stuff thing. You know?
I know. I'm always like slightly awkward at first, but that's like my life story in general.
Yeah, me too.
Awkward. It's a skill.
Right. So how you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. How about you?
All right. Just been taking it easy.
Taking it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always good. Yeah, I ran errands and then stopped by the library and I got a bunch of the books for our BookTube SFF thing. I got all the graphic novels. Except for I was bummed out because I got Saga Volumes 1. I put all of the sagas on hold and all of them are in except for the first volume.
Oh, wow.
So I still have to wait. But I got The Wicked and the Divine and then Nimona. And then I got Illumine? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's Illuminae. I'm not sure, though.
Not either.
I read that last week, and I really liked it.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get I have... Oh, God. That's heavy. They're on the floor. I got them all. It looks interesting. I liked all of how it's formatted.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Like it's not like your typical. I went and grabbed it for a prop in case I needed book props to turn to.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's not like your typical. I mean, typical YA thing about it is that two teenagers that have like a love interest, but that's about it.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of like killing and blood and yeah. That's why it was
A lot of murdering going on.
Yeah, a lot of murdering going on. So.
Yeah, I got that one. And then I'm reading Carry On right now. Well, I'm listening to an audiobook, but I'm kind of torn on whether or not I like it.
Yeah, at the beginning, it's so like very satire-ish.
Yeah.
That it's kind of over the top, but once, have you gotten to where Baz has come back to school yet?
Yeah, he just came back.
Okay, it gets infinitely better after he comes back to school.
Because I don't really like Snow. He's really whiny.
Yes. See, Baz is actually, in my opinion, he's actually the main character.
Yeah, I was liking Baz's perspective, the little bit I listened to where he was in it. Not so much Simon, because he was really whiny.
Right. No, Baz is good. He makes the book good. If it wasn't for him, I would definitely agree with you. But Baz, he makes it good. And then Simon changes throughout the book. So.
Okay, that's interesting. You read Six of Crows, right?
Oh, God.
What did you think of it? Because I finished it, and I'm like, I really didn't like it.
No, I gave it a 2.
I gave it a 3, but
it's so like formulaic, and it reminds me a lot of like the Fast and the Furious movies a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's very tailored toward a certain audience, and I'm not that audience.
Yeah. I felt like, I don't know, have you read Lies of Locke Lamora?
I haven't yet. I started to, but
hey,
eventually I will.
Olivia joined us.
Hi.
How's it going?
Olivia.
Good. How's it going?
Good. We're talking about Six of Crows.
Oh, I have never read that.
I just finished it, and I wasn't the biggest fan.
Uh-oh.
I know.
What's wrong with it?
Well, I don't know. Like Paul was saying, it felt kind of formulaic, and then I also felt like she was really trying to copy the Lies of Locke Lamora.
Yeah.
Just the way that she was formatting it. So
I'm drinking beer. I hope that's okay.
What was that?
I'm drinking beer. I hope that's okay.
Totally okay. Yeah, it was an interesting book. I don't know.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like she decided to say, okay, the heist genre is what's fantasy is now popular. I'm going to write a YA version of that. And
it didn't even feel very heisty. Like they really didn't get. I mean, first of all, they're rescuing somebody, so it's not really a heist. So I think that was a little misleading too. And then they didn't even get to that portion until like the last 100 pages of the book. So it was kind of.
And the thing that bugged me the most was why Inja liked Kaz at all. Like why they had any relationship.
Yeah.
Like, why does she have feelings for him? Like every time he said anything to her,
I know.
Was such a jerk and so cold.
Well, there was the same thing with Nina and Matthias. Their relationship thing was really.
I just didn't really understand that.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
But Inja, I did like Inja. She was my favorite character.
Yeah, I did too. I liked her. Just a second. My sister was trying to call me. I'm trying to text her. Alright, sorry. She's out shopping and stuff, so I'm sure she had a question, but that's okay.
Right. Try to get you some books.
Yeah, right. I wish.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what's everybody up to this weekend?
Wait, should I change my resolution on my camera so it's more blocky?
I don't know. Can you do that?
I can find out.
It's possible.
But like at the bottom there, is mine like long and your guys is like square?
Oh, I didn't notice.
Oh.
Are you talking about the bottom corner?
Yeah.
Mine's doing the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right,
You're perfectly square. Don't worry about
it. Okay. Yeah.
Phew.
Square. Just like my parents back in the 50s.
Oh my gosh. Awesome. I'm trying to. I feel like there's a way to make it so there's a chat box like on the video on YouTube, but I can't figure that out.
Well, you can just like, I don't know, do you have more than one monitor or you just have your laptop?
I just have my laptop.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Usually I just like go to the actual stream itself and then mute it, and then I can see like the chat on the side.
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm doing right now, but I don't see the chat.
Oh.
Unless I'm just blind. Or I'm looking at it wrong, I don't know. All of those are completely viable options.
Can you send me the link to where it's gonna be hosted?
Oh yeah, like on my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can send you the link. So aside from this, what's everyone up to this weekend?
Avoiding my homework.
I remember those days. I don't miss homework.
Because you are an accountant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm studying accounting.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Definitely don't envy you then.
Yeah, I don't envy me either.
See, when I think of accounting, I think of doing homework for a living. I'm like, no.
You're like, no, it's not that bad actually once you're doing it. So much of it's automated versus what they teach you. It's just,
Yeah.
How much longer do you have? Is it this year or?
I'll have like 1 semester left after this one, and it just cannot come soon enough.
I know. The last year, I remember it was so long. It took so long.
Yeah. It's not fun.
It was hard.
I like the numbers part, and overall I think I like it, but it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. It's a struggle.
It really, really is.
It was the university I went to, too. They had a lot of extra requirements for the accounting majors, so we ended up having to go basically an extra year over all the other majors, so it was 5 years. So that last year, I was so ready to be done.
I can't even imagine after 5 years, because I think they make you do that a lot of the time because you need extra classes to be a CPA.
Yeah. And they required like extra ethics classes for the accountants over any of the other business majors so I went to Portland State, and I'm like, well, I feel marketing should be required to take ethics classes.
They really should. Which reminds me of a book on marketing I want to read.
What's the book?
It's called How Advertising Changes the Way We Think and Feel.
Oh, okay.
The title is Can't Buy Me Love. That was just the subtitle.
Okay. That's funny.
Yeah. I think...
what was that? No, go ahead. It's fine.
With your chat thing, how did you make the Google Hangout? Did you go through the events, or did you go to like actual Google Hangout?
I went through Google Hangouts.
Okay, so if you make it through events and you create a live event and actually like schedule it.
Yeah.
And then you would hit you can tick the little checkbox that says enable live chat. And then you schedule it, and then once you schedule it, then you can just go live whenever you want.
Oh. See, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I'll remember that for next time.
All right.
That book sounds interesting. I kind of want to check that out now.
I know of like all the weird nonfiction books out there on the internet.
This is a nonfiction I read or history, but I kind of been wanting to read other nonfiction this year.
Should. Specifically in November.
What's November?
Nonfiction November.
Oh yeah, you're.
Yeah.
It's very serious.
Yes. Sounds very hardcore. Funny.
I think it is.
Yeah,
I've been trying to read more nonfiction, more memoirs and autobiographies and stuff like that. Just trying to read stuff to learn. You know. Yeah.
Before I started BookTube, I was reading a lot more nonfiction, and I don't know. You start BookTube, and then it's like all these books you added. Like, oh, I should read that and that and that, and then it just keeps going.
Never ending.
Yep.
Never ending.
It really doesn't. I've been wanting to reread, but that hasn't happened yet this year.
Yeah, I'm not much of a rereader. Maybe eventually, after I read all my books, I'll go back and reread them. But
you say that, but then it's a never-ending list.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll never get to the end of that list.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to make a couple of rereads a priority this year, but I don't know.
I'll be like 80 years old on my deathbed. I'll be like, I'm rereading that book I read when I was 20.
I used to reread all the time when I was younger, and then same thing though. Like when I started BookTube, it just started. And I think my computer's frozen, so I don't even know if you guys can see me.
We can see you. Well, I can. I shouldn't speak for everyone.
Okay, I'm not like, is my camera frozen? Because I can't. Nothing's working on my screen right now.
My cat's sleeping.
That's good. My dogs are barking. They were. I heard my sister tell them to shut up, so maybe. interesting. There's some frozen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Yeah, I used to reread all the time when I was younger, and then the same thing when I started BookTube. I just, there's so many books to read, to just kind of stop.
Yeah.
I see some people get all stressed out when they have like, I have 20 unread books on my shelves, and I'm like, oh god. If I counted, I would throw myself out of the window. It's just, no, don't do that.
I'm not sure
Why would you do
how many
that?
I have, but I mean, it doesn't really stress me out. I mean, I like having options. It's just, I don't know.
See, I have a bunch of Russian history books. I'm like, I'm not going to just pick that up on a casual Saturday. Like that, there has to be an intention if I'm going to read a giant history of Lenin. So I don't mind having a bunch of unread books on my shelf.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I like to read more than one book, like different genres. So I'll read like a nonfiction book, like here and there, and then like mix it with like whatever other book I'm reading, like classic into fantasy and things like that.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. Have you ever matched up a fiction book that's similar to your nonfiction book?
I haven't, but that would be interesting.
I absolutely love doing that. You get so much more out of both of them when you do that.
I should do that. So since I read like a lot of, I'm just thinking, I'm like, it'd be cool to do that with like an Arthurian book and then read a nonfiction book on the history of like Arthur or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yes.
That would be cool.
You get to be an expert for like 5 minutes. It's great.
I know this stuff.
I was going to read Dracula and then read a book that was like the real Dracula, but I started reading Dracula and I just hated it, so I was like, no, that's enough of this.
I got
I
it.
didn't even like that.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't get it. I have Frankenstein. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah, it's monsters, same thing.
I haven't read Frankenstein either. I got it I had all the intentions to read it last year and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I loved Frankenstein. I read that last year. It was good.
I heard it was good. I heard Frankenstein's annoying.
Yeah, a little bit.
A few people.
He's a perv. He just watches this one family for like months in a closet. It's so weird.
That's so creepy. Well, he also basically took a corpse and made somebody, so I guess he's just kind of a creepy dude in general.
Right, exactly. But what I found interesting was they never really said it was actually parts of dead people. Mm-hmm. So it could have been like a golem, you know how like Jewish mysticism. Like,
oh yeah.
It could have actually been a golem.
That's kind of an interesting theory.
Yeah.
I need to read it.
Yeah.
Let's add that to the list of all the other books I need to read that I haven't read yet. Oh my god. I don't even know. It's like the past month too. I've been terrible about reading, so I've just been like feeling not like reading. Or I guess it's not that I don't feel like reading. It's like keeping myself distracted with things like social media. That.
Yeah.
Like Litzy. Yeah.
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 I'm still trying to get the hang of it. It's like it's not exactly the most intuitive app I've ever used.
No.
I don't know why there isn't a currently reading option. Like there's a to read and then there's a read option. So I'm like, where do I put the book up currently reading? So I just put it in the to read.
It's like, what if I want to say something about it? I guess that's the blurb, but blurb almost sounds like you need to kind of like describe the book, not necessarily your feelings on the book. So it's like I don't really.
Did you notice that the down thumbs thing is called pan? What is pan?
Like panning the book, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
panned by the critics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did not get that.
Hi.
What's up?
Nothing much. I just got done working out and I was like, hey, people are hanging out. Let's have fun.
Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
I'm not the only guy. I feel better now.
Every time I see a hangout, it's like maximum one guy. So.
Right.
I know, right? Well, poor BookTube is kind of very female heavy, I think.
Yeah. There's like, what, I think I've got like 50 people on that list now. That's like it.
That's right. You had like a list on your page, right? I seem to remember seeing it.
I update it like every couple of months, but it's not like that many people are joining every month, so.
I know.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of them that just stop making videos too. Like they join for a couple months. And
yeah, that is the worst because I go through the list and I like check to see if people are posting. If they haven't posted in like 4 months, I'm like, all right, you might be gone.
You disappeared off the internet. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's always sad too. It's happened to me a few times where somebody's channel I really like, and then suddenly they disappear for months, and you never see them again anywhere. It's like, what happened? I hope you're okay. You're like gone.
Booktuber ghosting.
Yes.
I think I've done that like twice now. But
Yeah, but you had like a legitimate reason.
yeah, I was really
Not that anybody else's is not legitimate. That came out totally wrong. That's funny.
But you guys were talking about Litzy before I got on here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I downloaded that yesterday, and I already decided I didn't want it anymore.
I don't know.
You're like, this sucks. No.
It's really not good.
It needs to be revamped a bit, I think. It needs to be kind of streamlined.
I like tried to find a thing on how to delete my account already, and they don't have an option, so I had to like message them and be like, how do I delete this? I don't want it anymore.
Was that you
And
talking to
they
Max
have to
about
do it.
how you just wanted to delete your account already? I
Yeah.
saw that. I just started laughing.
Talking to Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
How? Because I accidentally made 2 accounts. Don't ask how.
Okay.
I used that. Yeah,
One for novels and one for nonsense.
Ooh, nice
one
one.
with my real name and then one with my channel name. I'm like, no, I meant to use my channel name. Why did I put my real name? And then I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I don't. If it becomes a thing, I'll use it, but I don't know. I'm probably not going to use it.
Well, I like check to see so one of the big complaints about Goodreads is that it only has the 5-star rating and everyone wants to be able to do half stars.
Right.
This one has even less stars than Goodreads. It's got
Doesn't it even have stars? Because I keep seeing people being like, pan, fave.
That's what it is, yeah. It's like Dave is like, yay, let's read that, and then there's like so, Pan is not good.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And then DNF.
Like gladiators. Like,
That's funny.
I don't like that it's Pan. I think it's stupid.
It is kind of weird. I think they're
Yeah.
trying to be like different.
What does
Right.
Pan even mean? Like, what is that?
we were just talking about that.
You poor you, Paul. Like I don't understand.
I had no idea either. They just told me, so
It's
I
like
already
almost
forgot.
critics are like they panned a movie because they thought it sucked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoops.
They're trying to be all clever.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what it meant, so whatever.
like all I could think of is pansexual, and like I know someone's pansexual, so why would they like make it a bad thing? I didn't understand at all. I was like, what?
You're like, what are you getting at? I don't get it.
Right.
You're offensive.
Exactly. And also, when I scroll up and down, the authors randomly change.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Oh,
that
really?
is. I'm like, what is that?
You know how, like,
I'm
every
looking at it right now. I'm like, I still don't really.
every status that you make, like, put your book on it, and then it has the author with it. But I put Dragons of Autumn Twilight, which is the book I'm currently reading, and it said it was by. It wasn't even like.
It was
Susan.
some random thing.
It was someone else. Oh, it just glitched and shut off.
PG.
That ends our commercial for Litzy. Thank you for
the
watching.
delete button for me.
We're really chatting up this app here. Really
Yeah,
selling.
right.
I actually like it, and it's just everything we have to say is negative. Just no.
I don't mind it. Like, I can see how it would end up being kind of a really cool thing. I think they just need to.
Well, they were saying that it was like in the beta phase, so there's gonna be glitches, but like I don't know why wouldn't they like test it out on people that they knew before going
Well,
like.
it's almost like they're testing out on iOS users because Android people don't have it.
Yeah, sucks for them.
But
Hey, I have an Android, but I just happen to have an iPad, so that's the only reason I'm in on this trend. You hipsters, you.
I am an person.
I do like that it's kind of like Instagram. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I do like that. Yeah, that's cool. Like it's almost like Bookstagram almost.
Yeah,
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. The thing is, though, is like I'm not a big Goodreads user either. Like I'll pretty much use it just to track the books I'm reading. Hey, Michael. But
Yeah, I got Michael.
everybody's like, "Why are you?" Hi,
Now
Michael.
we're outnumbered.
Oh, great! We need another.
1 second.
Bookish ladies.
I
Michael,
know.
what's up?
Go.
What?
Anyway, I'm distracting myself again.
You were talking about Goodreads. and
Yes,
you-
that's right. The groups on Goodreads I find really, really hard to use.
Oh, they're awful.
Yes.
I think
Just want to. Go ahead.
That was all. I was agreeing. Sorry.
I just want to be able to reply to someone's comment and have them be able to see it easily.
I wish the phone app for Goodreads was better.
On
Phone
Goodreads?
is atrocious.
Well, at least I'm glad that they've made it easier to choose a book, like a edition, because that used to be a pain in the neck. You had to like go to the actual website to choose an edition. Now you can do it on the app, which I like.
Yeah, they've made it a little bit better, but anytime I want to actually do some good readsing, I have to go on the site. It's just,
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't.
It's it's a pain in the neck. Oh, but we lost Michael.
Oh no.
I feel like Michael's got like faulty internet.
I know.
Sounded like there was some Morse code coming through.
Whenever we have the like Boxer messages, I'm always like listening really closely to Michael's messages. It's so quiet.
Like, what did he say? I think it's because he has certain settings for his microphone, so if he doesn't switch them over, it comes across not
right.
here.
He uses his.
Okay, now I'm here.
Hello.
So
yeah, I was totally confused because I was hearing you double all the time, and I was like, oh yeah, that's because I still have like the Google Hangout on the YouTube page going on. And
got it.
yeah.
You're like, I don't
Hello,
get.
I'm here.
Hello.
Hey.
So, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. I had a work day today, so that sucked a little bit. But yeah, now the rest of the weekend is for reading. And doing fun stuff like Google Hangouts with friends. That's cool.
It's a party. Oh, look, barking dogs again.
So, are we live now, or?
Yeah.
Oh, why did we do that?
Found out about this.
We've been live the whole time.
Wow.
We'll do it live.
Won't tell you. I think Caitlin's going to be joining us too. She says just give her a couple of minutes.
Awesome. She's not feeling well, so hopefully she'll be alright.
I know. Like, it's been nasty colds going around too. It sucks.
Around the world.
Oh, but she
Around the
finished
world, everywhere, Connor.
Traitor Barrow Cormorant today.
What was
How
that?
did you finish it?
Yeah, I think she finished Traitor Barrow Cormorant today, and I did a couple of days ago. So that was interesting. Like a boring book that has a really cool ending.
Oh, okay. Does it make up for it though?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I still rated it 4 stars because I liked the ending, and there was a battle scene I really enjoyed. But yeah, I think Caitlin didn't like it that much.
Sad. It's always sad.
Yeah, does a good ending save a bad book? Discussion. Sometimes.
I feel like you can save a mediocre book. Like one that you're like, oh, I don't know, and then it has like an amazing ending, you can really save it. But if it's just like not good, and then it has an amazing ending.
Like the Elfstones. Like if the Elfstones had a good ending, it wouldn't have
No.
You gotta read the 30 books.
Nothing could save the Elfstones.
He was at the con I was at last week, and I was so tempted to like bring the book and be like, goodbye, but I didn't, because I probably would have been kicked out.
That guy's like 90 years old, poor guy.
I really do not like that book.
That, and I'm too awkward to actually do that, so I would happen to be like, I didn't like your book, and then like run.
Just hide because he obviously knows.
Yeah.
Has anyone read the third one yet, or no?
What was that?
Has anyone read the third one? No.
No, never again, Connor. Never again.
I'm a little bit curious to see if will read it or not, because he's like the only person in that whole group that actually liked it.
Yeah.
It was not good.
No.
No.
I haven't read it yet. I've watched the TV show, and the TV show is basically like MTV normal.
I watched the first episode, but the acting was so awkward. Which, I mean, it's the first episode, though, so I don't want to, like, completely judge it, but...
The thing is that, like, in the first episode, there's things that happened at the very end of the book that happened in the first episode.
Yeah.
It's also, like, so different. Like, every single character has a love interest, which is not a thing in the book.
No.
There's, like...
Although I did like how... Well, I don't know. I don't want to spoil anybody. Is anybody here planning on reading it?
One of these days, but well, I don't really care.
Well, there was like the end of the book where Will's like suddenly I suddenly like you. Yeah, it was so weird. It was like the whole book he hates her, and then like the last 5 pages, oh, I guess I kind of love you. Let's go hook up. And it was so out of nowhere. It was weird.
Yeah, but didn't they have all these meaningful conversation that didn't happen in the book that we were just told in the book that they supposed to have had?
Yes, that's right.
I really like that way of writing. That was creative.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
Hey, the 80s was a different time.
Yeah, I was smaller, but not more stupid.
Right.
For Terry Brooks, anyway, it was a special time. If he ever sees this, he's gonna hate us so much.
Whatever.
Yeah, but come on, he's having the time of his life at the moment. I think.
He's making
Come on,
bank.
you write like 30 years or something on a series of 40, and then somebody comes and says, "Hey, that's going to be a TV show," and all of a sudden everyone is like, "Hey, yeah, you're Terry Brooks, you're that guy from the TV show." He's having the time of his life. I think he can live with 5 people on a random hangout saying, maybe your book is not that good, man.
He wears really cool hats, though. Like every picture I see him in, he has an awesome hat.
I don't think I've ever seen. Now I'm googling this
Yeah.
because I don't think I've seen these pictures.
I'm gonna go look at his author picture.
I literally just Google image Terry Brooks hats,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of hats.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He's like the Indiana Jones of fantasy writing.
It really is.
It didn't have a hat.
Hey,
Oh.
I like how when I Google this though, dunce caps come up.
There's no hat.
There's no.
No hat.
Oh my god. Yep.
I'll read those books eventually. I bought a ton of them at a yard sale once. So.
I tried reading the first one when I was like 14, but I was so super into the Lord. Still am, but hardcore more so then. And I'm like, he's just copying the Lord of the Rings. So in all my 14-year-old angst, I like threw it away from me. Not literally. I basically just returned it to the library. But it's not fair.
I was listening to Sword and
Disappointed
Laser.
by handing the book in.
I was listening to Sword and Laser, and Sword of Shannara is their book of the month, and they were discussing it on their podcast. And they actually had to tell their listeners to stop posting so many negative things on the threads.
Ow. That's awkward.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I still need to finish Red Knight.
What page are you at?
Oh.
Because we started reading that book in January, right?
Yeah, I know, Connor.
Yeah.
579.
So you're close-ish, right? Is that
Yeah.
700?
I'm hoping
Oh, wow. So we'll expect a summer review there.
Yep.
It's going with that pace.
This weekend is my goal. I need to read. What I need to do is turn off my phone early on at night and not turn it back on until Monday.
I get so distracted when I'm not absolutely enthralled in a book. It's so easy to start watching a TV show and just keep watching and watching to the point where Netflix asks you if you are still watching.
Don't judge me, Netflix.
Yeah.
Need to stop sending me emails telling me shows I like.
I know. Oh, I started Black Books last night, and then that's going to be my new rabbit hole.
What is that?
Yeah,
It's
that's really funny.
Yeah, I really liked it. It's a British show from 2000, 2004. It's this Irish guy that runs a bookshop.
Oh yeah, I watched that. That's really good.
I need to watch that.
It's pretty good.
Right now.
Yeah, it's good.
Have you ever watched Peep Show?
No, that's another one that my coworker actually keeps telling me to watch. I think he actually texted me the other night and said, watch it now.
Please listen to him.
I need to.
What's that about?
The live show? What?
Oops. Yeah, you're on the internet.
Say hey. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I can't remember his name. I'm trying to remember from all your videos.
Corin.
Oren, that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
What's up,
Somebody
Oren?
just commented on this video and said, "What the F is this?" It's awesome, sir. It's just a bunch of awesome.
Oh, there's Caitlin.
Hey, Caitlin.
Sorry, guys,
Hey.
I was in bed and then I had to get dressed again to join this. But I did, so I'm here.
Thanks.
Feeling better?
I'm feeling a lot better at the moment, yeah, actually.
That's
I'm
good.
feeling good.
Cool.
Being sick sucks.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that you finished Traitor Cormorant.
I did, yes. I finished that today, actually. Yeah, it was an interesting read.
Is it one of those you're like, thank God it is over?
Kind of, because like I really, really liked the beginning and I really liked the ending and I just hated the middle. So yeah, I was just like, please let this just finish.
Yeah. The middle, I don't know what was going on in the middle. As soon as she left that city to go like to all the other provinces around, I just lost interest.
Yeah,
You're like,
I was not into that. It wasn't bad written, like it was okay, but it wasn't good, and it was annoying because it started out strong and then just went downhill, and I was like, oh great, okay, never mind. Expectations lowered.
That's always the worst though, because then it's really hard to get the motivation to pick it up and want to read it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I'm feeling about the Buried Giant right now.
Ugh, I've heard mixed things about that.
Kazuo Ishiguro, I cannot get past like 85 pages.
You are a brave man for reading that. I won't even try.
Yeah.
The actual writing is fine, but the dialogue that the characters have is so annoying. Oh my god! Like it's about a married couple who randomly remember that they have a son and that they have to go visit him.
Mm-hmm.
And every time each one of them talks to the other person, the wife always calls the husband by his name, Axel, and then the husband always calls her princess in every single line. I counted how many times he called her princess in chapter 3, and it was 40. I was like,
Wow.
That's a little bit excessive.
Wow.
I can't keep going with that.
Well, no more.
No, that's too much. Yeah, one of my my housemates actually reading that at the moment, and he is not enjoying it either. So I don't think you're alone there. And he's at the 65% mark, so don't hold out too much hope.
Okay, yeah.
It's like great, going downhill.
Yeah.
I watched everyone's review on that. I don't think anybody gave it above a 3.
See, the thing is that it's such like a pretty book. Like it has like the black pages and everything. So I was hoping that the story would be really nice too.
I actually just checked out the audiobook for that, but this is really not motivating me.
What do you think?
Like, well, return that one.
Okay, so black tip pages, Six of Crows, and the Buried Giant.
This
So
is not
stay
boding
away.
well.
Stay
I
away
think,
from
wait,
black.
didn't where's that book? Oh, yeah. Where is it? Oh, this one. I think the end of Mr. Y used to have black pages, right?
I don't know.
It was like this one, but mine for some reason doesn't have it, and it's
Bad.
bad.
Oh, wait. Were you reading Squire's Tales?
I did. I finished it.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was okay.
He's like,
That
I don't
was
know,
not
it's
the
like
expected reaction.
No, I think it was okay. So the thing is that the way that one's written is very like it has like that older style of writing where they tell a lot and they don't show a lot. So it's just kind of telling the things that they're doing instead of showing the things that they're doing.
Right.
And I prefer it to show. It was pretty funny. Like they had some like funny one-liners, and I really liked the dialogue.
Mhm.
But the actual like plot wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. If that makes sense. So
Yeah, some of them get better because I think there's like 10 books now. I haven't read the last 2. I know the later ones. The plot actually gets a little bit better than the first ones. But I also read those when I was like in 8th grade, so I think part of my enjoyment of those is nostalgia. I
think also I like Gawain is like the only Arthurian legend that I'm like super familiar with. So I already kind of knew his storyline, so I knew what was going to happen. So I'm gonna move on with it and see like what the future books are like. But yeah, I gave the first one 3 or 3.5 stars. I can't remember which. But I mean, that's not bad.
No. That's probably, honestly, that might be if I were to reread it now, which I'm supposed to do this year. It would probably be about the same. I've done that with a few books I've reread since, I mean, well, your perspective changes the older you get, too. I mean, there's some books I read when I was younger I don't like as much now.
Yeah, I'm scared to reread books that I loved as a kid in case they're terrible now. I just don't want to know. I'm like, yeah, that was a great book.
I'll reread books that I read when I was a kid, and I can recognize that the writing isn't as great as I thought it was when I was younger, but I feel like it still will have those like messages that I really connected to when I was younger, and I'll be able to recognize those and still see the merit of why I thought it was so great. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I reread Harry Potter recently, and that's always fun. And then I also reread His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, which was really interesting rereading it, actually, because there's a lot of stuff I didn't pick up on as a child that I picked up on the second time through. Yeah. So that was really interesting, because I think that was a complete different experience, but for good reasons.
I haven't reread that one. I read it when I was like 13 or something.
Yeah.
I'm reading Harry Potter for the first time right now, and I did. I read the first 2 books. I'm reading the third one.
The third one's my favorite. I love that one.
I, as a kid, read through the first 3, and I never got past that. And I'm remembering most of it, but I did a whole video about how I felt as a grown adult reading those books. And, you know, noticing things that don't make sense, like, why are these kids not telling a single adult when they have these problems? Yeah. And the whole time I'm like, you realize they would be able to help you, right? And, yeah, I had a lot of those reactions, and some people were like, but it's Harry Potter. I'm like, well, I'm an adult now. Like, I can see why everyone loves it so much. Yeah. And there's a lot about it that's wonderful to read. It's just really nice, but you just can't help it when you're older and you're seeing it with different eyes.
Yeah, we read those a couple years ago, and I kind of had a similar experience. I mean, I'm always going to love them just because they were, like, such a big part of 11 through 15-year-old Sam. So it's like, so I have that, but you definitely do start picking up on more, and you're like, really?
I think that's also just, like, a trend in middle grade is that parents are, like, not relied on very much.
Yeah.
If like, they are just kind of ignored, or if they're not just ignored, they're, like, evil. So, like, they play, like, a bad role in books. It is so frustrating a little bit. I'm like, no, children, trust your parents.
Like, just tell them. It's okay.
All the problems can be solved in, like, 50 pages. If you
That's all of those books would be, though. They'd be, like...
Yeah. They'd all be novellas.
10 pages later, the end. I do want to reread Artemis Fowl. I stopped reading those.
Oh, I love that series.
When I was, oh god.
I'm on the 7th.
The last one I read, I was like a sophomore in high school, and then I just got distracted and then never finished reading the rest of the series. So I think the last one I read was like book 4. So I kind of want to reread it.
I really enjoyed the 5th one because I kept going with them last year. I still have to read the last 2, but the 5th one was pretty good. I really liked that one. It like introduces like demons into the storyline, and you get like a whole.
Such a good one.
Yeah, it introduces a whole culture with them, and it does a lot of good like moral messages and everything. That one was A+. I really liked that one.
That one sounds interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've read the latest one in that series. I've read all the others.
How many are there?
8.
8.
Quite a lot, yeah.
Wow.
I don't
think I've read the 8th one.
Yeah, I want to reread those. I liked them at the time. Assuming I would still like them, I don't know.
I feel like I always find like those like middle grade series. I'm like, oh, I love these so much, and I like only make it through like 7 because I like to read other stuff too. And then Litzy will come and read the whole thing in like 1 week, and I'm like, oh.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She read all those Brandon Mall books in like 3 days. I was like, how did she do that?
I'm like reading the 3rd Five Kingdoms book right now, and I'm like, what? It took me so long to read all of his books because I like interspersed them with other ones, and then she caught up to me in like a month. I'm like, oh dang.
You're like, God, I know I can't keep up with anybody. I've literally read one book this month. The rest have been all graphic novels. Because I read all of the true graphic novels except for 9 and 10.
I have the first
I
one.
need to get back to you.
And then I read Six of Crows. That's the only novel I finished. But if I finish Red Knight and Carry On, I will have actually read 3 books this month. So, woo!
Wait, Caitlin, did you just finish Carry On?
I finished Carry On, yeah, fairly recently. I really liked it, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I like it too.
I'm halfway through and I'm torn. I don't like Simon. He's really annoying. But I just got Baz just came into it and I'm liking Baz. So.
I just thought.
Are you guys like reading it though? Because I listened to the audiobook
I'm doing
and
the
that
audiobook.
really helped.
I read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if
The
I didn't have
audiobook
the
really
audiobook-
helped, I think.
If I didn't have the audiobook, I think I probably wouldn't have. I would have DNF, which I
It's-
can't because.
The blurb on the inside cover is like 200 pages of the book.
Oh really?
Yeah, the book's like 500 pages almost exactly, and the first 200 pages is just the blurb, which is a long
Pretty
time.
much true. To be fair, I didn't actually read the blurb before going into the book, and I had no idea what it was about at all. And then I was reading it with Eleanor, and she was like, "You do know there's like a relationship and stuff in this?" I was like, "No." And she was like, "Did you get that from the cover?" And I was like, "No, I thought that was a guy and a girl. Like, totally didn't realize anything was going on there."
I
She
didn't
was
even
like, "Oh,
realize.
okay."
I didn't even realize it was 2 people kissing on the cover until I saw it from way far away. I was like, oh, that's what that is. I had no idea. I thought it was just like
honestly
yellow and black.
didn't see it and was like, oh, well, I feel like an idiot, but oh, well. No, I read it in a day, though. Like, I was doing my uni project, and I had the audiobook on, and just that was it, straight through. So it was, like, really good at the time I was reading it because I was really stressed out, and it was a really light read, and I was like, this is great. This is keeping me going. So,
Got this.
yeah.
Six of Crows. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, but you also have that ability to read so much in one day. I was really impressed now as I finished Ascendant's Rite, which is like 800 pages, that you read about 600 of them in one day. That took me 3 weeks.
Thanks.
Mad skills, Caitlin. Mad skills.
Yeah, I liked that book a lot. It's like one of my favorite series. So I as soon as I got the time, I was just like, I'm gonna blitz this today because this is the only day I've got free. So let's just go for it. Yeah, if I read for a long time. I don't usually read that often, but when I do, I sit down for hours. Like today, I just read all day because I was ill, and I was like, there's nothing else to do when you're ill.
Just read.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to read so fast. Like I could read like this. 10 years ago, I would have read in like 2 days, and now it's what, a month and a half.
Two.
Life gets in the way.
I know. I let myself.
You need to channel your former self, Sam.
I know.
Yeah.
I like to say college happens. That was actually when my reading speed fell off. I also can't stay up as late anymore. I used to like stay up until like 2 in the morning reading. Now, if I were to do that, I would be dead the next day. So.
I do that. Yeah.
I do that, yeah.
Yeah, I know Michael always is doing that because he talks to me at like 2 in the morning, which is like 3 for him. I'm like, what are you doing up?
Anytime we're like having a Voxer conversation,
Yeah,
and you always leave a message late at night for me. I'm like, oh dang, this must be like so early. For you, and I hope this is not waking up.
Yeah, the cool thing is that I have a job where I can like schedule my hours, and I like to stay up very long, and so I'm always up till 3 or 4 in the morning, and on the next day I only have to work at 11:30, so I'm usually need just 6 hours of sleep, and that's enough, and so I can stay up, and that's really cool because most of the people on BookTube that I talk to on Voxer are living in the US. If I would go to bed at 10 my time, then you would all be still at work or something like that.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
fortunately works out.
Yeah.
I want to stay awake, but I fall asleep. So I've fallen asleep in some really terrible positions at like 10 at night, and then I wake up at midnight, and I'm like, God damn it, I didn't read anything. I fell asleep, and then I end up going to bed. It's so sad.
I would rather wake up early and get reading done than try to stay up late because I just
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a morning person. I can't hang past like 11. So.
I can't anymore. It's like even on a weekend, like last night, I was going to stay up. I was at all intense, just tensions to stay up late, and I fell asleep at like 10:30, I think.
I love when you're a kid, you're like, I'm going to stay up late tonight,
Yeah.
and then you do so through college, and then you get to be an adult, I'm going to stay up late tonight, and it never happens either way. You just fall asleep.
No longer a novelty. Yeah. Can't do it anymore. My last year of college was terrible because before that I could pull all-nighters and be reasonably okay the next day. The last year I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't. So some papers really were bad that year.
Yeah, I wrote way too many papers for all-nighters. They're just so bad.
Although I do have one. This is my crowning achievement in college. It was my last year there, and it was like I can't remember what class it was. It was some business class. And we basically had to like take this company, find a problem, and then solve the problem. So we were supposed to be solving the problem in sections over the course of this class. So you're supposed to be writing your paper as you went along. So I chose my company 2 days before this paper was due and wrote the paper the night before, all of the charts. It was a 20-page paper, and I still got an A on it. And he's like, oh, I can tell you put all this effort into it. And I'm like, I wrote that in like 8 hours.
Like when they always said you can't do this the night before, you're like, is that a challenge?
Exactly. That was my one moment of...
It was the hero's triumph.
Yes.
Obviously.
I remember I was in this like creative writing class, and it was like the last week of school or something. We had been assigned this like book report essay that we had to do, and I hadn't picked up the book yet. And so the night before it was due, I went out, bought the book, and read the whole thing, wrote my paper, and turned it in at 7 in the morning.
Not bad.
I did so well on it too. I was like, yeah.
I remember my first year there, we had this business class. It was Business 101. I remember our group was literally running to class to turn in our business plan. Like that was how close we cut it, because you had to be there at 8 a.m. to turn in your paper, and it was like 7:55, and we were like in the other building finishing up, and we literally had to run like across traffic. That was a close call.
I guess it turned out all right in the end, though.
It did, yeah.
That's good. We don't really have that. I just take the one class and it's design, so I stay up like most nights, all night, doing my work, which is not good, really, but that's what I do. But yeah, we don't have like papers and essays and stuff. We just have the dissertation, which is gone. I've done that. So now I'm just like projects, audiobooks. That's the way I stay up, though. Like audiobooks, they keep me awake. So
I just like wish I could get into audiobooks. I cannot do it.
Oh, I'm all about the audiobooks. Like that is how I read so much.
I started that last year because we can listen to our headphones at work. So if I'm doing like spreadsheet stuff that doesn't take a lot of brain power, like data entry kind of things, I'll listen to an audiobook, which is nice. It keeps me from completely falling asleep.
I find that comforting for my future career.
Yes.
Be able to do
Hold that
things
hope.
like that.
Yes, it helps. Or if I need to focus, it helps too, because then I can just pop both the earbuds in, and then I'm like, just nobody bother me.
I feel like I would get distracted by the people talking and like mess stuff up while working on my computer, or vice versa. Like I would just get.
Oh, like the audiobook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever find that you like totally miss stuff and you have to rewind it and go back and listen to it again?
Yeah, sometimes. For the most part, I think I'm okay. I think it's because I used to do homework to the TV a lot. So I'm just like used to that like background, paying attention to both kind of a thing. I'm also have slightly ADD, so I like to have more than one thing going on. It's fine.
Plus, I think it's different when you're working with numbers. Like, I couldn't write a paper
Exactly.
and listen to an audiobook at the same time, but if I'm just number crunching,
Yep.
yeah.
No, I agree. It's different. If I was like having to write, I couldn't listen to an audiobook.
I mostly listen to audiobooks at the gym when I'm on like a treadmill, and if I listen to a funny audiobook, I'll just start laughing in the gym, and I get like the weirdest looks at people. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
I've done
Are you
that.
looking at me and laughing? Are you looking at me? Huh?
Yeah, right.
I've done that before my cubicle. God, what audio? Oh, it's the Percy Jackson audiobooks because they're pretty funny. And the narrator's great because he kind of has this great smart-ass voice. So I'd be laughing in my cubicle. My coworker will like IM me. He's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I'm like, None of your business.
That's like funny too, because if you actually said what book you're reading, you're like, oh, Percy Jackson, it's for 12-year-olds.
Actually, he did know. I did tell him. He's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
I did get him to read the Lives of Locke Lamora series, though, and he was super into it, and then he had to buy me a new copy because he got worm guts on it.
Worm guts?
What?
Is he a fisher or something?
Yeah,
What
he
is
was
this,
fishing.
Pigs?
Oh.
Yeah, right. Well, first he says he may have gotten food on it, and I'm like, okay. And then that Monday, he's like, oh, I took it fishing, and there may be worm guts on it, and I just looked at him, and he's like, I'll buy you a new copy.
I love you saying he took it fishing, like, you know, he brought it along and had its own pole.
Yeah.
That's just a visual I got.
I guess it's irritating his friend, too. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm reading.
Did you
Leave
have
me alone.
Did you have a really nice copy of it, or was it just like a...
No, it was like the mass market. It wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was that actually the inspiration for the video you did? You did very early on a video about how it is to lend a book to a friend, and
Actually,
and
that
played
was. That was. I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a glorious video, because that was the time you did a few videos where you played different roles and then talked to yourself. And
then I decided it was too awkward.
Yeah.
I need to look these videos up.
Oh yes, you should. You should.
I really loved how like crazy that sounded when you said it, Michael. You were like, you played different roles and talked to yourself. It really sounded like
Go and watch the videos. They're great.
Somebody commented on my first video recently, and I was like, dear God, why are you watching that? I'm like so serious in it, and I don't know why.
You comment on mine all the time as well.
I privated all of my first videos. They were so bad.
Oh God. I'm like so serious. I'm like, hi, my name's
I'm just really shy in mine. I like them because I can go back and look at them and be like, thank God I'm not that bad anymore.
Right? I know. I think that's why I still leave mine in public. I'm like, yes, if you're entertained.
Yeah, it makes me laugh, so it'll make other people laugh, I'm
I
sure.
could not leave mine up. It was so bad.
I really want to see yours now, Connor.
No. Well, okay, so like, I started my channel, I don't even know how many years ago that was, but like, I wasn't comfortable with having like my actual name. So like, I started with
I remember, yeah.
And then I was like, this is the dumbest thing. So then I just was like, screw that, and I like changed my channel name to my real name, and I privated all those videos from the past. And
well, maybe I've seen them then, because I was subscribed to you way back then, so.
That's awesome.
Definitely seen some of them.
It was so,
I know what you're talking about, because I tried watching it recently, because I'm like, see how much I've changed, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like literally
it's
10
so
seconds.
Cringe-worthy, isn't it?
Oh, it really is.
like,
It's a cool internal English.
that's like normal. So like anyone that wants to like start BookTube, like that's expected. Is those like super awkward, super serious videos, and then as time goes on, you loosen up and you start to like be really good in your awkward self, and it comes out across a lot better.
Yeah, it does.
But I have the feeling that a lot of people get better at it. I think I subscribe to so many like new booktubers like in the last, I don't know, half year, and they have like great videos from the get-go, and I'm always like, wow, I would have loved to start like that.
Right?
Because they learn from everybody that they're watching.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not going to do that.
Yeah. To be fair, when I started my channel, I wasn't watching many booktubers. It wasn't really a thing. Like, it was just sort of starting, and like there were a couple of big ones, but that was it. And so there wasn't a lot of guidelines, and we didn't have like the bookish newbie tag and stuff. That wasn't a thing. Like, loads of people have a sort of set thing that they can do now as the, hi, welcome to BookTube, this is my channel, whereas we didn't really have that.
I came in at like the tail end of that, I think. So it was like 2 years ago, so it was starting to become big, but there wasn't like a lot of those tags out. So I did like the introduction to myself. But,
I did that too.
Yeah. So it's definitely. I think it would be a little bit easier now because there's like a lot of good introduction things, like you were saying, that make it easier for people to start their channels.
Because Caitlin, did you start before me?
I don't know. When did you start?
What, May 2013, I think?
Wow.
No, I think hang on, how long have I been doing it? No, October 2013, I think I started.
Okay.
So a little bit after you, yeah.
I remember going back and watching something of Caitlin's, and I was like, wow, Caitlin was really young back then. Like,
I look so different, and it's weird.
I was like, wow, she's like 13 or something. I was like, wow.
I do look that age, though. It's weird,
And
yeah.
you sang a song, too, and I was like, what? She can sing?
The intro to one of her videos,
That's awesome.
her singing.
Yeah, that's true.
I like have that memorized, and when I'm like looking at my bookshelves, thinking of which book to pick, I'm like, sit back, relax.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me happy. You wouldn't believe how many people tell me that, though, like that they've literally got it stuck in their heads and they can't get rid of it. I'm like, well, sorry.
You definitely have the best theme song. Like, I love it.
It is an awesome song.
I can't take any credit for it. My sister wrote it. She plays the ukulele. She composed it. It's all her. I just sang it. She just gave it to me and was like, you need to be cool on YouTube, so I've written you this intro and you need to sing it. And I was like, right, okay. So
I'll try it.
it's actually filmed on my channel, like the original where we just sat and sang it and her playing the ukulele. It's on there somewhere.
I want to find that. That's funny.
But again, I look really young in that as well.
If you like go back and see like my really old videos, I look so much skinnier than I am now. So it's like depressing.
So do I.
It's like documented how I've like gained weight over the years. I'm like, dang it.
No, it's all muscle. That's what you
Yeah,
get.
Exactly.
It's all muscle.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of starting this at an older age. Then you're already like this. So
Exactly.
there's no transition. It's
My
just-
awkward transition is tracked on Facebook, I think.
Isn't everyone's?
Yeah.
I do go back and look at like my hairstyles and stuff from like last year and stuff, and try to figure out like what haircut I want to get now.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I think I'm the newest here, which is an interesting feeling.
So when did you start?
January 2015.
Okay. Yeah.
A year. Over a year.
Did you do anything special for your first year?
Like throw myself a party?
Yeah.
I talked about it in a video. It was very special.
I never know what to do for anniversaries. Like, mine's coming up in May, and I'm like, I have no idea. I feel like you should do something, but it's like, I don't know what to do.
I think like on my year, I just kind of like panned all my shelves. I was not doing a bookshelf tour. Those things are so much work.
Last weekend, it took me an hour. I have an hour's worth of footage I have to edit now.
No, not about that life anymore.
I am not doing a bookshelf tour. Like, that's not happening.
Whenever someone that has like so many books as a bookshelf tour, I'm like, how are you doing that?
I did it once and I regretted it. I don't want to do it again. But do you guys get so many comments asking for it? Because I get so many.
Yeah.
I don't get too many because my bookshelves look empty, and it's only because I've got 7. So,
Yeah, you've got so many.
I have serious bookshelf envy with your bookshelves. I
Yeah.
have room for 2. The 2 that I have, that's it. And I'm literally running out of room. Which
well,
is
see, like you see, like behind you, you have all those pictures. Those would all be bookshelves in my room.
There's no stud.
Oh
I share
no.
the bathroom wall.
Well, I also live in
There's like
Florida.
pipe
We
and
don't have
stuff.
earthquakes, so I don't have to worry about screwing them into the wall.
Which, by the way, that
that's
really
pretty
sucks because my sisters like to slam their drawers early in the morning, so they're up before me. So I don't have to set my alarm every morning. She's like, wake me up.
Yeah, when I watched your video of you building your bookshelves, Connor, I was literally like, I wish I could just pop over to yours and
I
just
know.
slam some of my books on yours because you had so much space then, and I was like, I'm so
I don't
jealous.
have so much space, but like the thing is, like I have like I don't know 200-ish unread books, so I don't feel like I should be buying anymore.
I know,
Don't say that. You know you
That's
don't
so
believe
I
sweet.
don't think anyone can beat Michael in here for that. So, but yours are all digital.
How many physical books do you have? Because I feel like you read a lot of ebooks, so you have a lot of. Do you have like more ebooks than? I don't know what I'm trying to say. How many?
I think it's even. I think I have like 600 to 700 physical books. Most of them are in boxes at the moment, and the same amount probably as ebooks, or even more maybe as ebooks. Yeah. So the TBR abyss is at somewhere at, I don't know, 1517K. I don't count anymore because it's too like, I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, Michael.
Makes me feel good about myself. Thank you.
Exactly.
It's like
Give
an
it a
extra
few
Kindle.
years. Give it a few years. I bet we will all be there.
Yeah, I'm on my
Yeah,
way.
I'm being
I always say that is the example. When you start like at 13, you always buy like 150 books each year and just read like 50. Then you will be me when you're like 39.
I'm hoping that like
That's the lesson, kids.
That's awesome. I'm running out of room. I cleared some space in my closet, so then I have to like choose what books I want on my shelves versus what I want in my closet. And then I'm also getting to the point where I'm literally stacking them on different surfaces. So like I have all my Barnes & Noble classics on my dresser now, and then I'm stacking some on my desk.
Yeah, I had to do I had to resort to just only keeping 4- and 5-star books. Like I will get rid of everything else.
Yeah.
Even if I like it, like I have to get rid of it for the space.
Basically, if I know I will never reread it, I'm getting rid of it. That's
Same here.
my new rule.
I haven't started that yet, but it'll.
I
always have this thing where I think, oh yeah, that can get valuable. At some point that might get valuable, so I keep it. Or I want to pass it on to someone special and not throw it away. And there are books that I've probably not picked up in like 25 years and won't pick up in the next 25 years. But just the feeling that they're there and that I could pick them up at any time I want, go to the box and take it out, that gives me some peace of mind.
Like I have that option available to me. It's all I need.
That's why I still have all those Terry Brooks books.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about that before I came on. I haven't read any of them yet.
Don't do it.
I've got the first one, but I really am not sure about keeping it after all of you guys saying how much it was terrible. And then I watched the show and I was like, this is awful. Like, I'm not enjoying any of this.
The only 1-star book I've ever rated 1 star on Goodreads. That and like the third book is some mermaid series that was like total garbage.
Yeah, I can't do any more by him. I'm done.
But,
I feel like a terrible human.
yeah, I'm worried.
Sometimes
but I
you
still-
just gotta say no.
But I think I rated it at least 2 stars, so it's not like Fallen Kingdoms. So that was at
Well,
least
that's good
something.
to know.
Yeah.
I think Fallen Kingdoms basically scarred you for life, Michael. So.
Yeah, that is. No, let's move on. That's not topic. I already think again on the economical and military faults of this book and all the errors and mistakes. I get angry. No, not.
But
We're
Michael,
not doing this today.
you haven't read Deep Blue.
Yeah, I might do that because
What's Deep Blue?
The worst book ever.
Deep
shark book?
Blue. If you're into the history of novels and nonsense, has a lot of deep blue in the beginning. This book has been dropped so many times on that scanner.
Oh yeah, that did. When the book droppage occurred. Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that the thing with some
Accidental
weird?
I had.
It's like some weird currency
Yes,
or something that you
currency.
talked about. Yes.
Oh,
Mermaids.
I remember you talking about that.
They refer to their money as currency, like spelled as in current.
I remember this book now.
It's so awesome. I want to
Yeah.
read it now.
And their
And
friends are called mer friends. And then I love it because then they're like, oh no, we can't use human slang, but then they kept saying cool.
I just really want like a really good mermaid book that is not the worst thing ever.
Well,
I feel like I've never
Apparently,
got one.
Lorelai is really good. I was watching someone. Who was it?
Let's see how much
Just
the
Kiss
audio
My Frog. Do you know her?
the ebook is for Deep Blue.
Just Kiss My Frog.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
She just talked about Lorelai, which is a mermaid book, and apparently it's really good. So I'm gonna buy that one. I think.
Lorelai.
Poseidon one.
Lorelai, yeah.
There's another one called the Poseidon or something like that.
Oh,
I've heard
don't do that one.
Huh?
Of Poseidon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it bad?
Yeah, I've heard.
No, don't do it. Okay, so I don't know if I was like tweeting about the third book the one I was talking about, the third book in the Mermaid series was really bad. That's the series I was talking about.
Okay.
The main character, she's supposed to be like 20 or something like that, so like a few years younger than me, and she says "oh my sweet goodness" as like one word, and she says it a lot. I'm like,
Get a new catchphrase, okay?
someone in college age is not going to be saying "oh my sweet goodness." Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying that now. Oh my sweet goodness.
like when
And I
I
feel like you should say it in a southern accent. I don't know why, but I feel like that would be a thing.
It needs to be like in a Savannah, Georgia. Oh
Yes.
my sweet goodness.
Psychology.
And,
Not
and
that
Sam,
I'm saying that's how people
Sam, did you actually realize that the protagonist of Deep Blue is called Serafina? I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Wow, that is mind blown.
I know, right?
There's a connection. Maybe they're living in a fallen kingdom. Maybe there's a connection of bad book names somewhere in the fallen kingdom of Shannara. It's a thing.
All one
Serafina the mermaid.
alternate reality.
The only mermaid thing that I liked was a short story by Alyssa Wong. It's called The Fisher Queen, and it's awesome. You guys should check that out.
Has anybody read the original story that The Little Mermaid's based on?
No.
No.
I haven't either. I heard it's depressing. That's as far as
Yeah, I've heard
I
that.
looked up what happened.
Oh.
Well, it's worse in the book. I think.
Actually, I might have read it if it was like in as a child, but I don't really remember it.
Here, doesn't like. Well, I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't know. I can't talk. Jesus. Like stuttering. I don't want to spoil it, but I feel like a bunch of horrible stuff happens in the end that I don't want to say in case anybody wants to read it. So.
I don't know. It's bringing me deja vu. Maybe I have read this.
I definitely looked it up because I went through like a period where I was looking up all the Disney movies that I loved as a kid and seeing like what the actual version was and like Wikipedias of them.
They're always really dark.
Yeah.
Really dark.
Rapunzel is
Dark as I am,
super
right?
dark. I read that book as a kid and it scared the hell out of me. He like falls out and he gets his eyes poked out, and like the book I read literally had almost blood running out of his eyes. It was horrifying.
Yeah, that is a scarring story.
I really want to read Neverending Story. I never read that. I love the movie. As a kid, I loved that movie.
Oh, see, as a kid, I didn't like that movie, so I've never wanted to attempt.
I read the book because it's actually by a German author, and so I read it when I was pretty young, and really enjoyed it. And the first movie was a real big thing here in Germany. So I saw that when I was a kid and read the book and loved it. But I haven't read it in, I don't know, 20 years or something.
I'll have to check that out.
I missed out on that as a kid. It's never a thing that any of my friends or anyone I knew had ever watched, so I just didn't.
I was really young when I watched it, but I felt
like the Home Alone. I've never watched any of them, and I know loads of people love them. Oh God, just never done it.
Do it.
Would it be good now, though?
Oh yeah.
As an adult?
Oh yes. There's
Okay.
actually quite a bit of adult things in there that you don't quite pick up on as a kid.
I might have to do it.
They're pretty hilarious. Don't ever watch any of the others but the first two, just the Macaulay Culkin ones.
Okay.
Those ones should never have existed, ever.
Did you guys ever watch Richie Rich when you were kids?
What?
Richie Rich?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
I just saw on Netflix that they came out with another one. It's like with a different kid. I'm like, no!
They need to
not
stop
Richie.
doing that.
I don't know what this is.
No idea.
Yeah, I feel like we're
movie.
missing out there. I have no idea what that is.
That
I
movie
love
Blank
that
Check
movie.
was awesome as a kid.
Which one?
Blank Check. The kid wrote out a check.
yes.
I was just thinking about that
like
one.
Because
like
I
this-
wanted to be the person with the
Yes.
Yes, of course.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah. He was like Mr. Macintosh, and he made his Apple talk on the phone. It was so bad. It's like this computer voice.
That one's aged quite well, obviously.
So, yeah.
No, it's awesome.
All right. Well, the sun is setting here, so before I fade into complete darkness,
I was just noticing that, and I'm like, dun dun dun.
I'm slowly closing to the credits. I'm going to go make dinner now.
All right. It's okay. I think I have to go too. I think my sister's home from shopping to go help her unload stuff.
So much shopping.
It's like detergent and things of that nature. It's essential for something fun.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for hosting. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Bye.
Pure money, pure currency.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
currency. It's so cool with my mer friends. Okay, this needs to end.
Bye, mer friends.
Bye.
Bye.